How's it going, guys? Good evening or good morning, depending on where you're at. This is Bradley from Helium 10. It is another episode of Midnight Madness here, and it is episode 31.5, where we just get down into the nitty gritty and get to as many of these questions that you guys have been submitting as possible. Lately, we've been having to cut our AMAs pretty short on the live broadcast during the day. So we want to make sure we don't get too behind on your questions. So that's why we do these little, what I call 0.5 episodes here. So I see Yuri already had, posted a comment before. He was up pretty late. Hay que dormir, Yuri. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. In a couple seconds, we'll wait for a little bit more people to get on. Let me just make sure everything is good here on Facebook. We're going to get to tons and tons and tons of questions. We really appreciate all these questions that you guys have been submitting. So we are going to get to those. And guys, for those of you who are just watching this on the replay or, might not know about Helium 10, what we're about is we're the most extensive tool suite on the planet for Amazon sellers, the most accurate, the most reliable, and the best value suite of tools for Amazon sellers. And that's what we pride ourselves in. And we hope that you use our software to help you crush it on Amazon. And that's why we do these AMAs too, because sometimes it's not just about having the tools, but it's knowing how to use them. And that's what I'm here for. And I hope to help you guys with that. All right. So we're going to get into some questions. We got Chanman. How's it going? Welcome to the broadcast. Where are you calling from, Chanman? Let me know. Let me make sure that we are broadcasting live in the different groups. Let's see here. Yes, we are. All right, we are broadcasting live. Everybody can hear me. You can hear me, Chanman. Just let me know. Make sure. Last week we tried this from this studio, and the microphone wasn't working. So let me know if you guys can hear me, Chanman. Let me know if you can hear me. We're going to go ahead and get right into the questions. And the first question is from, of course, why y'all have to be so difficult with your names? All right, I need to have a talk with your parents. You guys have such cool names. Chanman says it's 4 p.m. in Singapore. All right. So this is a question from Ojaswini. Ojaswini. Sorry if I butchered that name. It says, I'm having trouble getting to page 1 or 2 since my product is in a very competitive niche. Are giveaways absolutely necessary to be there? Please suggest relaunch strategies that work in 2018. Well, how about stuff that works in 2019 even? Well, it's not 2019 yet, but we just actually launched a new CPR guide. It should be available if you Google it. But the CPR guide can help for newer products or for older products too. Just remember though, you might want to do a test for a couple days, just to see if you get any kind of movement. Different URL structures work for different products in different ways. At least that's what I found. I did a whole bunch of testing the last few months on different two-step URLs, seeing what works. Now, are giveaways 100% necessary? Absolutely not. There's plenty of other ways to get to the top. You can do a slow build up just from your organic sales. You can do sponsored products, PPC, and that'll get you up there. But the fastest way is through giveaways with URLs that are optimized for the search term that you're trying to rank for. Some of these URLs you can find at www.helium10.com/gems, GEMS. Those are free for anybody to use at all. So Ojaswini, I hope that answered your question. But yeah, giveaways are not 100% necessary, but it is the fastest way to get to page 1. All right, the next question is, Anthony says, how are the competing products in Magnet calculated? How do you target misspelled keywords? So I believe what he's talking about, let me see if I can go ahead and put this here. Okay, so like let's say you're in Magnet, right? Let me go ahead right here. Let's say you are in Magnet. By the way, Chanman has a question here live. I'm not going to do too many live questions, guys, because I'm trying to get to all these back ones. But since Chan is on here, he says, can I use Amazon PPC to target long-tail keywords on day 1 product launch to rank? You can target any kind of keyword on any day. And if you convert, it's going to help your ranking. If you just target it and nothing happens, No, you're not going to get any rank, of course. But if you start converting sales, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're on day 1, if you're on day 200. If you start converting sales on a certain keyword, whether it's PPC, whether it's organic, whether it's on a giveaway, you're going to get a ranking boost. So what was I talking about here with, who was this? This was Anthony. How are competing products? So let me just pull up one from my history, what I've been searching for. Let's see, thermogenic. I don't even remember searching for this. Thermogenic, here we go. All right, so let's say we search for thermogenic, and I believe you're talking about like this competing products, 40,000, 70,000, 10,000. It means that's how many were displayed at the time that we searched. For example, diet supplements. Let's go ahead and actually search that right here. And as you can see, let's see what we have here. Diet supplements, 1 to 16 of over 10,000. Over 10,000. Now let's look back at magnet for diet supplements. Over 10,000. So that's how where this competing products column comes from. It's coming from Amazon, and it says how many results are coming up for these different searches that you're doing. And I think Anthony had another question. How do you target misspelled keywords? That's a good question too. Sometimes you're going to come up with misspelled keywords right here. I wouldn't put those in the front end of your listing, but I'd put those in the back end, meaning the search terms, because Spanish words and misspellings might make your listing look not professional, because you're not supposed to put other languages in your front end. And at the same time, looks like you not purposely misspelled something that you can't spell. So those kind of words you'd want to put in the back end of your listing. Thank you, Anthony, for that question. Let's go ahead and keep going here. Lucas is talking about UK and long-term storage fees and the best way to navigate it. Lucas, for those kind of things, real specific seller central questions like that, you'd be best posting in the FBA High Rollers. Look for FBA High Rollers Facebook group. We have almost 60,000 members in there, all who can help you. I'm sure plenty of them are selling in the UK, and they can let you know about long-term storage fees and their personal experience. Let's see what else here. He says, best way to launch on a budget with no email list or no influencer marketing or the likes. It depends. If you're on a tight budget, yeah, frankly, it's going to be hard to launch, because even if you just use PPC takes money too. Giveaways take money. Lightning deals take money. Without an email list, it's going to be hard for you to get those organic sales. Let's see. And also Lucas says, best way to deal with inventory that is seasonal and still hundreds left on Amazon. You can try to get rid of it. This is from Leron. If you use the influencer coupon code, you use an influencer coupon, as long as you have brand registry. If you don't have brand registry, there's nothing you can do about it. You're probably going to have to take the inventory out and store it, at your house, at your warehouse, at your 3PL, until you can bring it back. But if you can afford to just take this product off, maybe at break even or at a slight loss, if you do an influencer coupon within Amazon's ecosystem, that's if you have brand registry. A lot of times, if you give a big discount, as long as you can afford to give 60% off or 50% off, and you're still breaking even, then you could clear out of a lot of things just in a couple of days, because these Amazon influencers will post it up on their networks, and you'll get tons of engagement that way. That's what I've heard of. Leron did that, and I've heard of a couple more people doing that for their listings so that they can avoid the late storage fees and also avoid the removal fees. So thank you for that question, Lucas. We're just flying by with the questions here. Next one, Abdur says, can I use email still through these email services and ask my customer for reviews? Yes, you can. I believe the latest edition said that you can only ask once, unless that's changed again in the last couple of weeks. But somebody said you can only ask once for a review. And then it says, can I send YouTube links in videos? That is a good question. I'm not sure if you can send YouTube links anymore, but I'm pretty sure it is, as long as it's not, a spam. If it's something to help them with the product, like a user guide or something, I don't think that they would be mad about it. But always check, anything that has to do with TOS, especially since things are changing so often, you've got to really make sure that that it's still okay, because sometimes they'll change things and they don't even let you know. All right. A good way, though, if you want, you didn't ask about this, Abdur, but a good way, if you want to get like your YouTube video seen for a product, do an Amazon giveaway. And I'm not talking about one of those launch giveaways or keyword giveaways, but actual Amazon giveaways. You can do an Amazon giveaway, and for somebody to get in the contest in order to win the product, you can specify that they have to watch a certain YouTube video. So that's another good technique you can use. You can get like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 views on a video that you need, just because people are trying to win a free product. And the cost of that, especially if you're talking about a cheap product, is only like $10. That's pretty much what you're paying, for it. So it's a pretty cheap way to get a lot of views on your videos. Stavros was having an issue with profits. So Stavros, make sure, guys, any kind of technical support, please submit to support@helium10.com. I mean, some of these questions are from like a couple weeks ago. So, so it takes me a while to get to these sometimes because we get so many live questions. So Stavros, I'm sorry that, I was late replying, but we have 24/7 round the clock support at support@helium10.com. So they would be able to help you and get you squared away with any technical issues you might have with the software. All right, let's see. All right, Ryan. I don't know. Ryan has an interesting question. He says, "What is this all about? I don't know nothing about this Helium. Do I win cash money?" All right, I don't know who this Ryan is, but he's kind of funny. I brightened up my night here. He's like, if yes, that would be great for me, and that will be my question. Aloha. All right, so I'm guessing Ryan from Hawaii wanted to make some funny questions there. That's cool. That's cool. But you can't win cash money right now. You know how you can win cash money on Helium 10? By using Refund Genie. Ooh, you see how I did that little plug right there? That's pretty cool, huh? You hit Refund Genie, guys, and you can get, let me see how much. This is the video I did just last week. Brand new video. Look at this. I don't even know what account this is. $5,700 and Amazon's owes. So this might have been updated already. I think this is the account that I put on my friends, and they had gotten $3,000 or $4,000, and then it said Amazon may owe you up to $2,000. Well, I actually just did a video recently on that where it's showing how much money they did get. It was over $1,000, and that was before it was even done. So guys, if you want cash money, Ryan, use Refund Genie to see if Amazon owes you money. Jacob says, good morning. Hello, good morning to you too. It's good morning for both of us. This is the first time we're both good morning because it's midnight over here. So kind of good morning for you. And Jacob says, can you show how to group a few Magnet and Cerebro searches together in Frankenstein, more than 2 if possible? Let me see if I can do that really quick. And we have a new way to do that. I'm going to open up a Frankenstein window. Okay. So let's say we are in Magnet. Let's go ahead and pull up a search. Let me look at my history here. I don't know what account I'm in because I didn't make these searches. So somebody's up in my account, or somebody has been doing searches on my account, and I have no idea where it's from. Look at this. I'm going to do facial scrub. That looks like something interesting. So let's say you are in Magnet. You just search for facial scrub, and you have 1,337 keywords. Well, we actually, Jacob, just did a new thing where the first time you can do it, yeah, go ahead and do this. I'm going to actually take out Frankenstein. Go ahead and go copy to Frankenstein. All right. So now all 1,300 of those words are right here in Frankenstein. Okay. And I'm just going to go in here. I'm just going to, make another, space right here. Now, let's say you did a separate search in Cerebro. Okay. Now I'm in Cerebro. And now this is something that's new. So let me pull up the history. Let's go ahead and pull up. Let's see. I swear I'm not the one who did these searches. I must be on the wrong account or something. I'm like, I never searched for peel off mask. All right, here's another 1,092 words. All right. Now, before you'd only have the Frankenstein, but watch this. Now, I have this copy to clipboard. Now, if you notice right now, there's a line through it because if there's a lot of keywords, it takes a couple of seconds for it to load. So now I'm going to do copy to clipboard. And then I go to my mouse, which just died. Come on, mouse. There we go. Now I go to Frankenstein, and then I can just paste it right here. And boom, now I have 7,930 words. And you can keep doing that. We just added this like literally this morning, I believe. export, and then copy to clipboard, so you can just keep going to Frankenstein right here. Now, let's say you had done a Cerebro search in Frankenstein. Well, and then you came back like a few hours later. Well, you also have a history button in Frankenstein too, so you can pull back your old ones, especially if you saved it, and then you can keep, putting new paste right here, Jacob. So hope that helps. All right, next question. Now we have, let's see here. This is from Scott. If our product listing is well optimized with, say, a 10% conversion rate, how can we estimate potential sales from the search volume numbers? You can never estimate potential sales from the search volume numbers because you don't know how that keyword converts. All right. Here's an example. Let's just see here. Charcoal blackhead. Man, what is this mouse doing? Why does it keep dying? Charcoal blackhead remover mask. All right. So here's a keyword here that's searched for 22 times a month. So maybe it's searched for 1 time a day, but it's 100% guaranteed that not every one of those 22 searches actually resulted in a sale. You guys know when you buy stuff, you search for something, but it's not always that you find a product the first time you search. Sometimes you have to change your search. Like, let's say you search for charcoal mask. Well, maybe you didn't see what you like, or you saw a whole bunch of stuff for guys and you're a woman, so you might say charcoal mask for girls or for women or something like that. You'd make a new search. Now notice how charcoal mask didn't result in a purchase. So maybe yes, it was searched, just like Amazon says words are searched a certain number of times per month. However, that one didn't result in a purchase. So there is no way to know in a legal way. I mean, there's people who try and do black hat stuff and get this information, and if that works or not, I don't suggest you guys to do that. But in a way that Amazon gives, they do not tell you what kind of conversion numbers keywords have. So it's just kind of an estimate. For example, for me, it depends. Like, let's say blackhead nose remover gets 30 searches a month, so 1 per day. And then this listing right here is page 1, position 4. I don't know. If that was me, I would guess 4, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 orders a month. This might result in a sale, or maybe less since they're position 4. So it's a fraction. It's a small fraction, depending on where you're ranked. Of course, if you're number 1 or number 2, your fraction is a little bit bigger. But again, who was that? That was Scott. There is no way to estimate the sales from those search volume numbers. Let's go now to the next question. This is Michael. What constitutes a good enough IQ score to consider pursuing researching product more? I say nothing. I actually do not look at IQ score. I mean, I look at IQ score, but it's not a determining factor on if there's opportunity. Literally, to me, I don't care about that. If the opportunity that I find is in Blackbox and I search for listings that are selling a lot, but are under optimized, or they have low ratings and things like that, from there, then I search for different keywords and I check the niche that I find a product in. But for example, right here, it's not like I'm searching for an IQ score of 2000 and so like, oh, I think I can do something here. No, this is kind of, for me, just like a guide to visually, if I'm looking at 50 different keywords on a page, and if I see something big, that's really, interesting, it'll make me stop and just look at it just to see if there's anything interesting. Like this is probably, this is probably a brand name, Civilized Cosmetics, but look at that IQ score. It's only 22 people have it on their listing, but it's searched for a lot. But I almost guarantee that this is a brand name here. Let's take a look. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it is a brand name, but just the brand does not. Yeah, I bet you that brand just people are searching for, or is that it? Civilized Nations? What? Civilized Cosmetics? I don't know. But just because this has a high IQ score, it doesn't like trigger me to do anything special. It's just like makes me maybe take a look at it to see, hey, is it a Spanish word, or just because this is a number 2 doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to ignore this word completely. The IQ score is so low. So don't go by IQ score, Michael. Don't go by IQ score. Go by the actual product. Go by the niche. The IQ score is like kind of when you're really going to the lower or the longer tail keywords that don't have that much search volume. And then if you're looking for something that you can rank for just by putting it in your listing, okay, maybe the IQ score is a good factor of that, because if there's only a few products, competing products, yeah, of course, you just put in your listing, you'll already be on like the first few pages. But don't use that for looking for opportunity. Brian says, how can it improve eBay and Amazon conversions? Conversions? He said conversations. Brian, this is Brian Richardson. I need you to specify what exactly you're saying, because I don't understand your question. If it's about conversations or even conversions, I'm not sure what you mean right there. So if it's conversions and you're talking about Amazon, well, guys, picking really relevant keywords and ranking for the ones that are relevant to your listing and that can convert organically, your conversion rate's going to go up. And one of the only ways to see real, true world relevancy to buyer behavior is by using Cerebro and compare ASINs in order to find the words that are converting for your competitors. And of course, that's going to help your conversion if you get to page 1 on one of those words, instead of like some random word that doesn't really convert for your product. Well, of course, that's going to affect your rates. Ben says, when's the replay? We have the replay on as soon as this broadcast is over, and then within like 2 or 3 days, usually we have it on YouTube as well. So thank you for that question, Ben. Claude says, when will Helium 10 be available to analyze Amazon Australia? I swear we get that question all the time. Everybody wants Australia, and we're going to try and work on it. I don't think I'm 99% sure it's not going to happen here in fourth quarter. And next year, will it happen? We'll see. But Australian sellers are really coming up lately, and a lot of them have been asking us to come out with software for that product. Cerebro IQ. So somebody says, who is this? Who says what is Cerebro IQ? That is Helen. Helen says, what is Cerebro IQ score? All right, let me mouse over right here. So, for example, it says Cerebro IQ score is an internal score we give to keywords to show the ratio between search volume and competition. A higher score means there's a good ratio of low competition to high search volume. The more competition there is for keyword phrase, the lower the score. So that's important to know, that it's not just some random proprietary algorithm or something like that you see. What it is the ratio between how many competing products there are with the search volume. So this has a relatively high score because there's like 463 searches, but there's only 49 products that have it. This has a low, really terrible low score because there's 1,000 competing products, but there's only 13 people who search for it in a month. So that's why you see the lower number there. So thank you for that question, Helen. Let's keep rolling. We're just rolling through today. Shanti says, the most difficult part is to maintain your rankings once you get keywords to a good position. What is your best advice to keep your best advice? Okay, I think she just repeated herself there. To best advice to maintain your rankings. Guys, the only thing that's going to maintain your ranking is organic conversions, or the number one thing, I should say. If you are converting organically for a keyword at a velocity that's as high or better than everybody else on page 1, you're going to stick organically. So that's why the keyword research, guys, is so important, that you pick the right keyword that is going to convert organically for you. You're not just guessing on it, but you know that your direct competitors who look and feel like your product, if they're organically converting for it, then you have a good chance to, as long as your listing is optimized. So that's why it's so important that if you're trying to get to page 1 on something, you better make sure that that is a keyword that really relates to your listing and that you're going to be able to convert for it. So thank you for that question, Shanti. Next one here. Let's see. Here is Ryan again. Ryan asked the other question about money. Man, Ryan is money hungry. Why is he always asking for money here? All right, here's another one. Nope, that's another of the same question. All right, so let's see. Actually, a lot of these are duplicates here. Is there a video that explains the new beta for Helium 10 profits? Yes, it's from Manny, and it's right there. If you actually click on the profits, you'll see that video right within the tool itself. Okay. Harmon says, I'm new to Helium 10 and I'm not sure how to use the black box filters to find a product with low or limited competition and consistent or sufficient demand. Okay. Well, black box is not for looking for demand. That's what the other tools are for, where you start looking at the exact phrase search volume. Black box is a product research tool, not a keyword research tool. And as far as demand, if you're considering demand, I'm assuming you're talking about keywords. Now, if I'm in black box, there are all kinds of filters. I'll show you guys what I use. The ones that I do are monthly revenue. I want products that are selling over $10,000 a month, between $20 and $30. I usually put a maximum review count of 200. The thought process behind that is I don't want listings that are really established or really old or have a long history of success on Amazon. Those are usually harder to get their sales or to bump them down. I also put a review rating max of 3.5. This is, completely optional. This is just what I do because I think that, hey, if there's a listing that has like 2.7 stars and it's selling $10,000 a month, well, there's a good chance that it's because there's just nothing out there that's better. So that would signify a opportunity. The last thing that I do is something I believe only we have is the number of images. I'll put sometimes, 3 or 4 images max, knowing that, hey, if there's a seller that's selling $10,000 a month and he only has 1 or 2 images, well, again, it might signify that there's not that much competition for that product. So that would be a good one to do some research into. All right, so thank you very much for that. That was Carmen. All right. Ramona says, the get coupon code with Amazon Facebook. How can I test the link to make sure customers are receiving the discount? It does not state it in the video you presented. Ramona, I'm not sure what video you're talking about. We don't have a get coupon code video because that really has nothing to do with Helium 10. But if you are talking about the get coupon code, just put it in your own shopping cart and then you'll be able to see, does it work? However, there's no link to that. I mean, there's not a link to a get coupon code. So I'm not sure what you're referring to. We might be talking about different things. So Ramona, I need you to specify that for me, please. Let's see. Peter, oh my goodness, this is a long one. Hi, Helium 10 team. Questions to you regarding the magnet tool. If you set up a filter that you want to use for your research tool, it returns only 10 pages of results. Is this something you could go over, as this is highly unlikely to find a good product on just 10? Okay, I think you're not talking about magnet. You are probably talking about Blackbox, and we do a maximum of 200 results. And the reason is we want you guys to really filter down into what you are searching for. If you do Blackbox, which is what we have open here, and more than 200 results come up, that means you probably need to play around a little bit more with your filters to make sure you really get laser focused results. So you had said magnet there, Peter, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about Blackbox. All right, what else? All right, that was it for Peter. Let me mark him as answered. Next question is from Martha. Martha says, hey guys, can I make a suggestion for the videos? All right. Oh, the highlighted colored circle. Yes. We can't do that on our live videos. Be Live does not have that. She wanted to hear on the AMAs. And I think I remember her asking this question. I don't know why it's listed as unanswered here. But, it's really cool what she's talking about right here, guys. When you look at our Learn videos, let me turn off this volume there. All right. You can see once I put my mouse, watch this video right here. There's this strange guy right here in this video. I don't know. Once you see my mouse, it'll have a yellow circle around it. So that kind of helps you guys when you're watching our Learn videos so you can see where I'm pointing at. I wish I had that here on Be Live, but I do not. So, complain to Be Live, not to me. It's not me. It's not my fault. All right. Let's see here. Here's a question from Jason. Jason says, I've started ranking a keyword for 8 days already. All right, good job. The CPR daily is 30 units. I've been giving away 10 to 12 a day in order to rank it to the 3rd page. But the result turns out like it's not even in top 360. So I'm wondering if I did something wrong. Looking for a juicy explanation. All right, Jason, I don't know if my explanations are very juicy or not, but as far as your question goes, but the result turns out like it's not even. You might be talking about keyword tracker. Well, where a few weeks ago, Amazon was putting results all over the place, and I just made a video on that, guys. Watch out for a video next Tuesday where we're gonna see about this whole this whole ranking search shuffle, as we call it, where you might see it on page 30 or position 30. Somebody else at another place might see at position 300. Not as many products are affected by that now, so hopefully that's fixed by now for you, Jason. We got a question here from Pavel. Hello from Poland. Cannot edit bullet points in your listings. Received information from Amazon that the shoes category apply something like feature bullet points. The system provides a type of sold. Is there any sense to fill these fields in the listing panel then? Do these fields even have any search value? That is a very good point. So Pavel, I'm assuming that you're saying that you can still put bullet points in the back end, but you cannot edit. It does not show up in the front. So here's what you should do to test. And this is good. You can test, and I want you to report back to me, okay? Take a word that is not in your listing, but might be relevant. Like, I'm not saying go take a word like Batman and put it in your listing. No, it needs to be kind of relevant. So if you have some shoes, put loafers or something like that, something that's not in your listing right now. And then I want you to go ahead and put, before you put it in there, run index checker. So you're going to go here. Pavel, let me know if you don't know how to use index checker. But you go here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your ASIN right here, okay? And then go ahead and put your seller ID here, and then put the word that you're going to do. This is before you put it in there, before you put it in the bullet points. And then see if you're indexed on any of these three or not, right? Then go in there and put that word into your bullet points, and then save it again, and then wait like maybe an hour and run index checker again, and let me know if that changed it. If it was not indexed, does it make it indexed or not? Because there are certain things like, for example, enhanced brand content, EBC. When you have EBC, your whole description now is this graphical user interface that's completely different. But you still have the description in the back end of your listing, but you just never see it anymore. However, for that one, just by having words in there, I believe you still do index. If you have something in EBC, it's not indexed. But if you have something in your description and you have EDC, I'm actually going to EDC Orlando this weekend. That's why I mentioned that. So that's where my brain is already. But if you have EBC, then yes, it actually indexes those descriptions from the back end, but the full front end EBC does not index. So let me know about that, Pavel. Make sure to check that out and get back to me on that, because that's a very good question. All right. Michael says, thank you very much for the great content. You're very welcome. Is it a good launch strategy to start with PPC and target the most profitable keywords, pulling out from PPC and target them through a launch service? I would say no. Because a lot of times things that work well in PPC are not necessarily going to work well organically. And sometimes in PPC, it's tracking sales that was from originally a search word, but then the sale comes later on. Like, who knows what else they search for in the meantime that led them back to your listing. So I do not like to target with launch services words that come from PPC. The only ones I like to target with launch services are words that I know my direct competitors are converting for on a ridiculous scale, and I want to get on that level. Those are the only ones that I would ever send traffic to with a launch service. So thank you for that question, Michael. Let's see, what else do we have here? All right. Hector says, I love Helium 10 data. I'm having a problem with keywords ranking. I've been generating traffic and sales using PPC and URL using Landing Cube. I'm not familiar with Landing Cube, but I do not see much improvement in ranking. How long does it take to rank first page in Amazon? By the way, I applied the giveaways method. As long as you did the CPR method and you picked a URL structure that works for your ASIN, it should be within like 2 days of the end of the list, of the end of the promotion or launch, you should see some ranking increases on there. It doesn't happen immediately, especially if it's like a full 8-day. You might start seeing something on day 7 or 8 for that. But like I've always said, different URL structures work differently for different ASINs, so you got to make sure to pick the right ones. Josh says, what's your, let me see here. Can actually put this, what's your best advice for getting reviews? Have a good listing. All right, have a good product, have a good listing, and then you'll get those organic reviews. All the old ways that people used to kind of game the system, a lot of them are have been cracked down by Amazon, so I can't suggest any of those ways. But yeah, just ask for a review. You can ask your customer, say, I really appreciate it if you could leave me an unbiased review. So never try and say you want a 5-star review, or never try and influence their answer, but you can ask one time, I believe, for an honest review, and that's sometimes the best way. And then of course the next best is just have an amazing product that makes people want to leave reviews organically. You guys know, most of you guys probably don't leave reviews for products, but the few times you do is because you're like, wow, this was amazing customer service I got, or this is an amazing product, or whatever, and that inspired you. You know what? I'm going to leave a product review here. Well, that's what you have to do too. Offer amazing customer service, have a great product, and the reviews will eventually come. But don't go having people in your house open up Amazon accounts and leave you reviews. Amazon will catch that right away. Joshua says, ask with the review follow-up service. Yeah, if you have tons and tons of sales and you can't do these one by one, you would need to use a follow-up service or automated email service. But like, let's say you don't sell very many, you're brand new, all right? You can just go ahead and contact them right there in Seller Central. You go to your order, you click on their name, and then you can send them a message and ask for if they have any questions about the product, and that you would appreciate it. You're a small business owner and you really appreciate honest reviews so that you can helps you to improve your product. I mean, something like that, totally fine. All right, let's keep going with the questions. That the previous one right before Joshua's questions was from Hector. And what am I typing here? Let me try here. 11. Right, next question. What are some tips for finding profitable keywords that are usually overlooked? I have gone over this a lot of times, Joseph, and there's lots of different ways. One of the ways that I do it is I look for the Spanish words, okay? So let's go collagen peptides right here. Collagen peptides. Do a brand new search. All right. So by the fact that you said overlooked, then I might put in this kind of filter. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. I might say, hey, show me words that are searched for like at least 300 times. Where is that right here? 300 times. However, competing products, let's just say maximum of 100. That means there's only 100 people who have it in their listing, yet it's searched for 300 times. And boom, right here, you're going to have a big list. Now, most of these are obviously brand names because you're not supposed to put brands in your listing. So these are going to have a few, not that many competing products. But every now and then, you do find words that you're able to use. Let's see. Look at this. Agua de rosas con glicerina. I have no idea what that means. Like rose water with glycerin? I mean, I have no idea what that says, but that's a Spanish word for probably a commonly searched thing. That's not a brand name. And look, only 91 people have it in their listing, but 1,700 people are searching for it a month. So that's one way that you could look for certain words that people are overlooking. Are there any other ones here? Nada, colágeno. See, a lot of times the overlooked words, I keep telling you guys this, is the Spanish word. So never underestimate the Spanish words, and by being indexed for them, how that can help you. So thank you for that question, Joseph. Now we have Brandon from Atlanta. If you have a product with different colors and size variations, what's the best way to prep for shipment into Amazon's warehouse as far as labeling and UPCs go? Well, Brandon, everything has to have its own UPC or its own FN SKU, which is the Amazon barcode for FBA items. So the best way just to make sure it doesn't get mixed is do it by case. Don't mix the colors in one case because Amazon has been known to like mix things up. Do all your reds in one box, all your whites in another box, and do case pack, not loose when you're setting up your FBA shipment. And then of course just make sure everything has its appropriate my mind is going blank here. Oh yeah, the appropriate sticker on it. All right, make sure it has the appropriate sticker, or else your products are going to get confused and your customers are going to get the wrong color than what they ordered. And guess what? Your listing will probably get shut down because you'll have bad reviews. All right, here's from Jolene. She says, yes, like literally just like that. Yes, I keep messing around with keywords, exclamation marks. So happy for this webinar today. I have confusion going on because I added a variation and I have 2 children. One is allowed for advertising, one isn't. How to pick keywords for both children? That's a good question. So again, you want to compare your products to ASINs that are very close to your product. So if you have a collagen peptides, for example, variation family, one product is a canister, one product are packets. Well, you're going to want to compare the canisters to other canisters that look like yours. You're going to want to compare the packets with other customer or other competitors that sell something similar that look like packets. All right, so that's what's important when you have variations, that you're not just taking one child item and comparing it to some random product that might be similar to it, but it's completely different for the rest of what we're taking care of right there. So it says, let me see, what did he say here? Yeah, I keep going around in circles, running ads for the child I can run ads on, and then eventually the other child ranks better and takes over the keyword. Yes, that's another thing, guys. You can only rank for one keyword per child item. Does that make sense? So let's say you have the keyword is baseball bat, and you have a red baseball bat and a yellow baseball bat. Only one of those is going to show up ranked for baseball bat. All right. Amazon is going to pick which one they think organically is converting or gets the most views or whatever their criteria is. But you got to be careful because, like, let's say you put all your money on PPC or something trying to target the other product with it. Well, it's going to be a waste of money if Amazon says, no, it's this color which is relevant, and you just wasted all your money on some kind of promotion. All right. Promotion or PPC or something. So really make sure that you are choosing the ASIN or the child item that Amazon says is what is going to come up for that keyword search. So thank you for that, Jolene. Haven't seen you on the broadcast lately. Let's see. This is from Shane. Are there any paths to brand gating here in November 2018? I wish there were, Shane. If you can find something, or if anybody out there can tell me about brand gating right now, let me know, because it seems like there's been a strange moratorium on brand gating. And one of my friends' accounts got brand gated out of the blue. And they never asked for brand gating. They never had issue with counterfeits. Yet I have other friends who have been asking for brand gating for months. And it's serious problem because of counterfeits and fake products. And Amazon won't give them brand gating. So I have no idea what is a way to influence if you can get brand gating or not. Right now, it looks like it's just totally random. Like maybe Amazon will just pick some people to go ahead and say, okay, yes, you're going to be brand gated. Oh, here we go. Fabrizio says, hey guys, we have a problem with the keyword tracker tool. It started to make position our page for 100 keywords, and then after 2 days, the position keywords were only 2. Actually, Fabrizio, I need you to clarify that, because now that I read that out loud, I'm not fully understanding what you're saying. Are you saying that the rank changed from 100 to 2, or that 98 keywords disappeared? Please let me know, Fabrizio. Position, I think you mean ranked keywords were only 2. So probably what's happening to you is that search shuffle. So again, search for search shuffle video or podcast on the AM/PM podcast, and you're going to find out about what's going on with that, Fabrizio, if I understood you correctly. All right. Mike is asking about Freedom Ticket. He didn't get any replies. Freedom Ticket is a great Amazon course. I know, Kevin King on there has been in China the last few weeks, but he just got back. So Mike, go ahead and contact Freedom Ticket. I'm sure you'll be able to get through or sign up or contact them in the Facebook group. All right. Nicolo says, hello, guys. I'm currently comparing a competitor ASIN with organic keywords ranked numbers 1, 2, 3 with another competitor ASIN highest exact search volume sponsored keywords. Then I pick the highest search he's ranked in, 1, 2, 3, to use for my PPC bids. Do you think this could work? All right. Maybe it's because it's 1 a.m, but I'm a little bit confused on exactly what you're saying. I think you're saying that you ran Cerebro ASIN search. So let's go here to Cerebro. Let me go ahead and pick a random product right here. Let's go ahead and pick something that's selling decently at least. Or here's that one product again. All right, so he did a search, organic search. Now, organic search for ASIN shows all of the products that a keyword or all of the keywords that a product is ranking for in the top 300. Now, what I just ran is a sponsored product search, and this is going to show all of the different keyword searches that resulted in an ad or a PPC ad for this product to actually appear. So he was saying, let me know how you're comparing the organic with the sponsored one, because that's what I'm not understanding. Like, for example, right here, there is no rank here because you said, hey, can I compare it with the ones I'm ranked number 1 and 2 and 3? But when you search for sponsor results, these are not organically ranked results. That's why we don't have the ranking category right here. You see, position rank is even grayed out. So I don't think that technique that you're saying is actually beneficial. What is beneficial is comparing your ASIN to like 4 other ones that look exactly like yours and are selling better than you, and doing an organic search on that. And yes, that is going to give you a lot of good PPC words, Nicolo. Oh, we have just too many questions. Like, it seems like I do like 20, 30, and I still have like 100 more. All right, Luke says, what about when there are few or no products exactly like yours, just products with similar usage? Should I try and rank for keywords that don't directly describe my product but are getting competitor sales? This is a very tricky subject, Luke, and this is an excellent question. It's not impossible to sell something that there's not existing similar products for. I mean, everything had to start somewhere, right? Niches have to be created. There at one time, there was a first fidget spinner on Amazon. Okay, there was a first cell phone case for iPhone 8. All right, so but the thing is, I personally avoid niches where I don't see something, I don't have proof that it can be successful on Amazon, because it's taking a chance. If you take a product that there's really nothing like it, so I can't say, oh yeah, look at this product, it looks exactly like what I'm going to do, and it's selling a lot, so I know I have a chance. Like, if you can't even find that, I honestly would stay away from that product, because you're lessening your odds of success. Because here's the thing, Amazon is all about buyer demand. And if you have some kind of new technology or new way of having a product, how is it going to get seen? If people don't know it exists, if it's some new invention or something newer, how is it going to get seen? They can't search for it. Nobody's going to search for it, right? So it's very difficult to rank products that does not match the organic results. So like, let's say you're doing collagen peptides and your product has collagen peptides, but it's like a jelly. It's not like a powder or a mix, right? Well, you're going to have trouble, ranking, because everybody who's searching that is searching for a powder or tablets. Nobody's searching for jelly. They don't even know it exists. All right. So it's very hard to get off the ground if you have a brand new style of product. So that's what I have to say about that on Luke. Thank you for that, Luke. May the force be with you. Let's do a couple more. I can't believe I've been at this an hour already. This is ridiculous. Emil, or Elmi, sorry. Elmi, how's it going? I am dead tired right now, so hopefully I can get through. How many questions have we done today? Woo, we've done a lot. All right, let's keep going. Terrence liked the time. Terrence from New Zealand liked the last time that we did evening midnight madness. So thank you, Terrence. Let's see another question here. In scenarios whereby the number of giveaways required, well, I love giveaway questions. That's my specialty, guys. In scenarios whereby the number of giveaways required via the CPR method is significantly higher than the average sales of the top 10 competitors, would it still be effective to reduce the number of giveaways? Again, CPR method has nothing to do with the average sales of top 10 competitors or top 10 on a per page or top 10 anything, all right? CPR is a very complex formula that's about search volume, and it also has different factors such as a slight bump for depending on the number of competing products, all right? So I would not, if the CPR says something, I would use the CPR. Don't say, oh, I'm going to need less than the CPR because of you're doing your own formulas. I mean, if you want to use your own formulas, go ahead, but don't try and mix two completely different formulas, which is like one of them trying to gauge your number of giveaways by the average sales on the top 10. Yes, I've heard of people doing that, but don't mix that with like the CPR method, which has nothing to do with the competitor sales. Let's see. Elmi also says it's a good time. All right, good time for the broadcast. Let's see. How do I get products up on Amazon? This is from Alice. How do I get products up on Amazon if I don't have a UPC or SKU number for them? How do I get products up on Amazon if I don't have a UPC or SKU number for them? Can I drop ship items? Well, you're probably going to need a UPC. You might be able to get an exemption on some categories on Amazon for that, but you're going to need a UPC. Now, you don't necessarily have to have the UPC on your package, but when you create your listing, you do need a UPC number to enter into there. So if you're asking if you need to put it on the package, or is it okay if you don't have it? Absolutely okay if you don't have it on the package. Paul says, what's the most optimal way to launch a product? Well, for me, I've always said that, using a launch service, with two-step URLs is the fastest way. Optimal is a very open to interpretation adjective, I guess you could say. So different people say different things. There's people who say the best way to do it is PPC. Go ahead. But for me, the fastest way to get on page one and to launch would be to do a giveaway through a launch service. Jill says, can you tell if your competition is running promotions? I'm not sure what you mean by promotions, but if you're talking about PPC, that's literally exactly what I have right here. I can see all 1,200 keywords that they are running sponsored ads to. But if you're wondering, can you tell if they're doing like a giveaway or something? No, you cannot tell that. There's nothing that there's no feature in Amazon that toggles like, oh, this person is doing a giveaway. No. All right, that's about it for the. I'm like seeing blurry-eyed here. It's too late, guys. What is an? Elmi says one more question here. What is the software plan after profit? PPC? Question mark. We'll see. Let us know what you want to see, Elmi. If that's what your vote is, then I'll go ahead and give them your vote. But we do have some exciting things in the works. I got to take a sneak peek at one of them. One of them I already announced, so I can go ahead and spill the beans on that. And that's like, I don't know if we're going to call it, it's not going to be called Scribbles anymore. It might be called Scribbles. I'm not sure if it's called Scribbles, but it's an updated graphical user interface for Scribbles. It's next level, guys. It is next level. I can't wait to show it to you guys. So that I'm hoping by next week, we can have the new Scribbles up and running. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Let me see. Did I make a dent in the questions? My God, I still have so many questions. I got to do like 0.5 episodes every day almost just to get caught up with these questions. You guys are doing so good with answering or with asking all these questions. So I really appreciate all the questions. The next ones I'm going to get to next week is Kim, Shirley, Linda, Dan, Oren, Francois, Sumant, Francisco, Serkanth, Hey, Diane, and Martha. I'm going to get to your questions on hopefully the next episode tomorrow. The next episode is going to be, or actually I shouldn't say tomorrow, today. Today is Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. Matt Benton and I will be right back on here doing a live broadcast. And so join in. If you'd like me to go ahead and demo something, You know how every time I open an episode, I always try and demo something or give like a brief tutorial? Let me know if there's something you want to see me do right there for the first 10 minutes of the video for the next video. So just post that below, what you'd like me to do, and I'll see if I can go ahead and take care of that today at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That is in about 15 hours. So I got to get to sleep so I can make sure I'm going to be awake for that soon. So thank you guys for joining me. This has been episode 31.5. I'm not going to have a discount code today. We don't give out discount codes every single episode. We should have one, though, for the Thursday afternoon episode at 3. If you want a 50% off your first month, let me know, and we will go ahead and give that code live on the air. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Wherever you might be in the world, have a safe rest of the evening or rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode.